Alright folks, we're back. Little backyard driving range session. Oh, just got the notification this time. Getting ready to head out though. Hey, at least it worked. Good luck with your rounds. Beautiful weather here right now. There's very few clouds in the sky. There's a few more now, but this morning there was literally not a single cloud in the sky. I think it's supposed to kind of be like this for the rest of the week, which is good. So I'll most likely be spending my time on the stream out here, either hitting balls like this or playing GS Pro. Take advantage of this good weather. Weather is good here as well. Seems like we're kind of similar for the most part. Where are you again? Maryland? Alright, so I mean, it's not on like the other side of the country, but I've been watching the Florida hurricane stuff. I have family down there. What's the weakest part of your game? Canada here? Chrissy Davies, I remember you from the other night. You're gonna be trolling in here too? Weakest part of my game by far used to be putting, but I've been working on that, so probably long irons, hitting them with more control, and I struggle with 3-wood off the deck sometimes. That's just a tough shot in general. You said you're not rich though, and you have all those trees? Just hitting some 56s. I think I might do a little bit of everything today. Just some regular swings. Thinking about doing some of the step drill. Work on kind of sequencing and timing a little bit. Probably do some of that pause drill. Pause on the backswing. Let my hands drop. Come through. But I don't think I've hit. I think the last time I swung a club was, I think, Saturday when I came out here. So it's been a couple days. Just trying to keep the swing going. You've definitely taken lessons. I see that front foot. I definitely have never taken a lesson in my life. As a matter of fact, I'll take that as a compliment because I take some pride in never having a lesson. Because I like kind of being self-taught, and if things go wrong, it's up to me to figure them out. I'll take it though. That's like walking into a gym and finding someone that's jacked and saying, "You're definitely on steroids." Appreciate it, Rodrigo Aku. Eventually, you guys will learn. You go into a live stream like this and you just write messages no matter what you say, whether you're positive or negative or whatever. It just helps the person out that's streaming. So you can write whatever you want. I appreciate it. Swing actually feels pretty good today. I've taken a couple days off. You wish I had a golf mat to practice, Rodrigo? Yeah, exactly. Putting a lot of spin on these. These are coming back. A couple of these have hit these bricks over here. Got a ton of rain here yesterday. You can probably tell the mulch is still all wet. Alright, let's hit. We did 60, 56. Hit some approach wedges. Probably go all the way through my bag. Might be kind of tired by then, but I'll probably hit every club and then do some. That was a 56. Do some drill type of stuff. Alright, Rodrigo. A couple more of those. I might actually. You might be one of the first people I toss out of here. If you actually want me to read your comments out loud, don't say anything crazy. Do a 69. They make 69-degree wedges. I don't have one though. I have a 60-degree. Your net setup is dope. Appreciate it. You can actually do it pretty cheap. Flop one over, I can't. I was hitting 60 before. If you rewind a little bit, I was hitting full 60s. The whole reason why I set it up like this, I know the nets are getting cut off, but there's 4 nets that go all the way up, and I purposely put it right where this mat is so I can hit a completely open full 60-degree and it doesn't go over. Yeah, man. People love to hate. Yeah, tell me about it. Jackpot baby. What's up, Hayden Cooper? I was explaining before, they don't seem to realize that you go into a live stream like this, or even if you just put some hate onto a video, all the comments help the people. So you're trying to hate on someone, you're actually helping them out. Jesus, Chrissy, take it easy. Dope setup for real. Appreciate it. What's your handicap? 8.9. I just figured it out for the first time like a week ago. This is just, I have a combo set, TaylorMade P770s and TaylorMade P790s. This is just my P770 approach wedge, which is 51 degrees. I want to get a net, but they're like 250, kind of pricey for me. Damn, I'm a 14.6. Move back. What do you mean move back? And hit it over. I don't know what nets you're looking at, if you're looking at like a cage, but these nets were cheap. These are just 10, I mean, this bottom yellow one was just a cheap pop-up net from Walmart. I can just kind of use it as like the base net to connect things to. But everything else, I have a bunch of other just 10x7 nets from Amazon. They were only like 25 bucks a piece maybe. If you have 2 trees or something you can hang them from, I just use paracord to string it up in between the trees. So if you have the space, you can do a net pretty cheap. If you guys want, you're curious about, I'm just hitting balls, but I usually do simulator rounds back here. So I have a simulator Garmin R10 that I bring out here, launch monitor that tracks my ball flight, and then I have a gaming computer and I run GS Pro, if anyone's familiar with that. I never thought of it that way. Are you strictly working on wedges today? No, I'm hitting everything. I just got on here, so I started with my 60, hit 56. Now I'm on my approach wedge, and I'll just work my way through the bag. I don't think I'm gonna hit driver, but I may hit a couple 3-woods off the deck, and then I'm gonna be doing. I'm feeling a couple swings, probably 5-10 swings with each club, doing the step drill like that, just to work on kind of timing and sequencing. And then thinking about doing 5 or 10 by bringing the club back, pausing at the top, letting my hands drop, and then swinging through. And I'll probably just end it with some regular shots again. Have you figured out how to get more carry on your D stick? I'm assuming you're talking about driver. You gotta swing up on it, and you gotta think about swinging. Figure out how you can get the club head to fling through and swing quicker. Don't think about swinging your hands and your arms faster. It's got to work kind of like if you think about, if you use a towel or a whip, like a string, you don't get the whip to go fast by going like that. You get it fast by loading it up and then snapping it right at the right time. I need to work on that too, because I feel like I swing fast enough and hard enough with my driver, but I don't feel like I'm maxing out my distances. My driver's actually been my best club recently. Definitely saved me a few strokes per round recently. Yeah, I mean, I generally hit driver pretty good too, but what's your driver ball speed? Back here, I think for whatever reason, one, radar units as opposed to like camera based, like SkyTrack, GC Quad, Unicore, all those. The radar units, like I have a Garmin R10 or even the TrackMan, they're a little bit slower because they register the speed at a different point than the camera-based ones. But all that to say, I think my club speed and my ball speed that I get back here are a little bit low on the low end. But I usually like low to mid 150s if I hit it decent. Miss hits can be mid to high 140s. Depends too when I'm hitting them. Like right now, it's only like 60 degrees. It's gonna be colder. If I'm swinging driver out here in 40 degrees, or even I've been out here in the snow before, I just can't swing it as quick. 150 is pretty damn good, brother. Remember me? I do remember you, Kevin. You said that last night too. Can you input wind on my simulator software? Yeah, I turn it off though. But if I'm out here, basically, if I'm out here in 40-degree weather, I can't swing it as quick. So in like the summertime, obviously I swing it quicker and I have higher ball speeds when it's 85, 90 degrees back here and humid. Body stays warmer, the club, everything, metal's warmer, the ball's warmer. Get a little sweat going, you can swing things quicker. You could use local weather, your own weather monitoring station, input it into the simulator. That's what the Garmin used to do, but I look at these simulator rounds as like just practice rounds. So I try to, once I get down, it'll probably have to be once I'm down towards scratch on my handicap, then I'll turn the wind on in the simulator to make it even more challenging. But right now I'm not good enough to add an extra layer. I'm just trying to hit my clubs as close to my stock yardages as I can without worrying about the wind. Alright, that's enough of those. We'll go to the pitching wedge. I'm purposely not swinging that hard, so these are probably going 5-10 yards less than whatever my stock distances would be for these clubs. So for example, this pitching wedge, TaylorMade P770, I usually hit it to about 130, 135. These shots that I'm about to take, just swinging a little bit easier and smoother, probably going in the neighborhood of about 125, maybe 130. Anyone else out there is playing TaylorMade clubs? I have a course like 15 minutes away. It's completely free, in amazing shape. I go there twice a week since I started taking it more serious and drop my handicap so much. You have a free golf course near you? How is it not so busy that you can even play it? Is it part of like a community or like HOA thing or what? I've never heard of a free golf course before. It's called Dum Dums. Is that real or is this a troll? Sharon, PA. You guys hear that plane? I think there might be two of them. Look it up, I swear to God. Those are two big, like, gray army type of planes. If it's free, how do they pay to upkeep it? How do they pay greenskeepers? How do they pay for cutting the grass, putting all the chemicals so you don't get weeds and stuff? That last one I hit, there's a couple Pro V1s in here. That was a Pro V1. Most of this bucket of balls are just crappy balls that I've found and not good enough to even play with in my bag. So they make it into this bucket, but it does feel significantly better when you're hitting a Pro V1 or a more premium ball versus like, I think there's a range ball over there. Child labor? What are you talking about? Country club's next to it takes care of it. The guy who started it in the 50s, insanely wealthy, want to give back to the community. Saying as well, the course must remain free forever. Free Diddy. Damn, that's awesome. DJ Scorched. By no means the nicest course around, but for free, better than most municipal courses. Yeah, that's awesome. That's honestly, that's really cool. That's one of the cooler things I've heard lately. Something that you can do for like philanthropy wise. I know a lot of people like make foundations and whatnot, but if I ever somehow became really rich, that sounds like something that be kind of down my alley. Do I ever lose my ish and break a club? No. Anyone you see slamming clubs, throwing clubs, or even breaking clubs, one, they're not very smart, and two, they're not very good at golf. None of us are good enough to get that mad. The pros paying for millions of dollars, with millions of people watching, they at least have an excuse. Your average Joe that's playing a golf course that's throwing his clubs and breaking his own clubs that he paid for is an idiot. Agreed. Don't blame the club fam. I mean, you can blame whatever you want, but if you're honest with yourself, you're just going to have to go repair that club or buy new clubs. And it was never the club's fault in the first place. I've never seen anyone like actually throw their club like into the woods permanently, but as I've been like looking for my balls over the past couple years, like if I hit one along the tree line, there's occasionally like a broken club back there that I've seen, or in the trash can. Free Diddy, well said, fam. I mean, there's definitely been times I've wanted to throw my club or break my club, but these clubs are these aren't exactly starter set clubs. So if I were to go break these, it would be a pain in the ass to try to replace them. I've seen tires set in the garbage once. Was it nice? Ooh, I gotta come out here. I gotta lower this net. You guys saw that one? I hit that directly. I don't know if the camera's getting cut off, but there's a hole right there where I zip tied two nets across. I hit it directly into that hole, and luckily it just went behind the net, but I put a couple right through there in the middle. I really need to take down both sides of the net and patch that thing up. Yeah, I'd imagine it probably wasn't super nice if I threw them out. Tweaker stole my clubs. There was Mizuno JP6 iron though. I don't know. I mean, I know Mizuno makes good clubs, but I don't know as much about other brands. Like I know, bye guys, gotta go. See you, Kevin. I know a lot about the different models and lines that TaylorMade's made, just because those are the clubs I use and I look to buy and all that stuff. But if you would like said like certain brand or certain like lines, like I don't know, whatever Cobra's current thing is, like Aerojet or whatever. I don't know if that's like a newer one or an older one. Mizuno makes a good iron, that's what I've heard. Them and Strixon. At the end of the day, irons aren't that complex. So that's why you get people like Tacomo and other some like cheaper brands that can make cavity back clubs, because at a certain level, if you're making like really nice cavity backs or even blades, you're basically just down to a chunk of metal and you need to be good enough to swing them. There's not a ton of like R&D and technology that they pack into those. Keep hearing about the Tacoma ones. Yeah, they have a couple influencers, it seems like, that uses them. I have a nice Strixon custom set. I assume you're swinging blades? No. They're TaylorMade P770s, so if you look them up, they purposely design them to look like blades, but they're not. We were talking about this the other day. Everyone kind of has a different definition of what they think blades are. Oh, that was thin. That one probably went about 160, 165 of my 9-iron here. What's your definition? Have you swung blades before? I mean, I guess these P770s are kind of close because the approach wedge, pitching wedge, 9-iron, 8-iron, I'll show you, they don't have the, they call them like the speed slot or the speed pocket. So those are both, I go approach wedge through 7-iron with the TaylorMade P770s and then 4, 5, and 6-iron of the P790s. But approach wedge, pitching wedge, 9-iron, 8-iron are just this solid metal, and then 7-iron and down is where you get the speed pocket. So, I mean, they look, if you look at those, and those were in someone's bag, they do look like blades, but there is some forgiveness and technology in them. To me, I mean, realistically, so like, at least for TaylorMade's line, it goes like game improvement clubs, which I used to use, and then, so like for example, like the Sim 2, it would be Sim 2 Max OS, Sim 2. Then they make TaylorMade P790 TIs, which are titanium. They're even more forgiving. Then it goes down to the P790s. Then it goes down to the P770s. And then it goes down to the P7MCs, which are cavity backs. And then it goes down to P7MBs, which I would consider blades, which are muscle backs. Those are pretty much a hunk of metal. And then one step past that is the like the custom clubs like the P7TW, literally like the clubs that Tiger plays. You play hybrids. I go driver, 3-wood, 4 hybrid, and then 4-iron. I got the matching 3 hybrid and the 4 hybrid, but if I'm sticking to 14 clubs, I don't use the 3 hybrid because it kind of just isn't that much of a distance gap in between my 3-wood and the 4 hybrid. But that was a long way of saying I consider the P7MBs blades, and I don't know what the equivalent again would be in other manufacturers, but I put a 5-wood in my bag recently and love it. Do you struggle hitting 3-wood off the deck like a lot of people do? Oh, standing too far away from that one. That was hit better. I'm not sure I've ever hit a 5-wood or a 7-wood. Actually, that's not true. I was given an old, they were regular flex. All my clubs are either stiff or extra stiff. Like these irons are all extra stiff. But when I first started, I was given a old Cobra 3-wood and a Cobra 5-wood. So I guess I hit those, but nothing that's like something that I would consider putting in the bag. Put any tournaments or anything? No. Just like scramble tournaments for charity or like twice a year. The guys I play basketball with, we do 2 golf tournaments, and they're usually 2-man scramble teams. And we put some money up, and then the top like 3 teams get money, and then longest drive and closest to the pin. I'm not that good. I'd have to be like at least a scratch, if not like a plus handicap, meaning I go to a random course and shoot on average under par. You need to be in that kind of world to be playing competitive tournaments to even have a rare blue moon shot. I'm actually pretty good with my 3-wood because I use it very situationally. That was a bad strike, but that ball also felt and sounded terrible. anyone currently in Florida or watching this Florida hurricane Milton that's about to hit, looks pretty gnarly. Oh man, I did legs this morning. Honestly, it just hurts hurts bending over like that. I think he farted. Did you hear something? I never understand golf. It's that interesting. Yeah, it's addicting. How often do you train? Almost every day. Usually at least 5-6 times a week. Now you gotta watch. It sucks for sure, but play it's amazing. I like watching it too, though. If you actually know how skilled some of those guys are to watch it, you appreciate it more. I grew up playing sports, which is just another way to compete. Yeah, exactly. Me too. Have some fun. Work to get better at something. Exactly. Did you hit your calves? No, I didn't. I have actually naturally pretty big calves, but I just follow a workout, like a workout program. I did. Right now, it's a 4-minute type of program. So I did. They're all right around 30 minutes, and I do it pretty much every day. But today was legs, shoulders, and triceps. So you do 4 minutes straight of one exercise. So I did 4 minutes straight to squats, going to failure, and taking breaks only if you need to. And then probably like a 30-second minute break in between, 4 minutes of front raises, and then 4 minutes straight of what I do, skull crushers. And then after that, we do 2 full sets of a 4-1 eccentric going down for 10 reps, and you do that twice. All that was about. After that, I did deadlifts for hamstrings. I did dips, and I did side raises. No one trains calves. I love it. I do train calves, but when I do, they just get huge. Maybe a little bit deceiving because of the shorts, but I guarantee you if I had like tight pants on, I have pretty big legs. Maybe I'm going to give it a chance later. Go to the driving range. It's fun. At the bare minimum, you can take some frustration out and go whack some balls around. Past couple weeks, I've been watching some of that dude, Sam Sulek, who's an absolute monster, but it is motivating how big that guy is and how often he gets after it. You start thinking to yourself, all right, I could do a little bit more. Working to failure is good to get strong, but you make sure you're giving yourself rest time. I know. I definitely, like I said, I just follow a program, which I like, because I don't have to plan anything or think about anything or possibly say to myself, oh, well, you don't feel like doing that, so don't do it. I pretty much just follow whatever it says. So remove some possible self-excuses that I can make. But I'm definitely on the end of, like, I lifted for like a decade, probably about 12 years straight, like very, very consistently. And during that period, looking back on it, I definitely was overtraining and not giving myself enough time to rest, not eating enough good food. But I'm probably still towards that end. But how long that this trainings take, my workouts, 30 minutes. You're holding your backswing too long, rookie. You need to drive the patella upwards, big toe your left leg, sit down your hips, swing like a real man. Theoretically, if you're out of shape, obese can walk. Could you be great at golf? It's not the most energy taxing form of exercise. Yeah, I mean, I was saying that the other night. Golf is one of those only sports where if you're overweight and out of shape, you can actually get pretty decent at it because it's not that intensive. Obviously, it helps if you're in shape, but like you can't do that with basketball, you can't do that with soccer. Tennis would be tough. Golf is one of those things if you practice enough. I mean, you look at someone like Fat Perez. He's not exactly the picture of health, but he's still really good at golf. But sometimes it works the other way too. You can find someone that's in awesome shape, doesn't mean they're good at golf. It's just a skill you gotta practice. If you walk the course, you realize quickly that it can become a workout. Yeah, I walk probably 95% of my rounds. I have one of those electric push carts, so I kind of just walk behind it. It doesn't have, it's an older one that I got on Facebook Marketplace. It doesn't have the remote, but it pretty much just works like a walk behind lawnmower. So I just click a button and I can adjust the speed. I just keep one hand on it and I walk with it. But I mean, when I walk 18 holes, the courses that I play around here are usually in the neighborhood of like 8 to 15,000 steps. Depends how much too. Obviously, if you're going down a hole and you're walking all the way to the left and then all the way to the right and then all the way to the left and all the way to the right, you can cut some steps off if you're a little more down the middle. But you definitely get a lot of steps in. And if you're either carrying your bag or even a push cart, you're pushing that extra weight up hills and all that stuff, plus swinging in between. A lot of hills, a lot of up and downs. Yeah, there's some courses around here like that too. That's why I got that electric one, because I got tired of, I would play some hilly courses around here, and on like a par 4 up the hill, I'd get to the top of the hill, and then I'd be like huffing and puffing as I'm ready to go hit another shot. Plus, more so, I'm in decent shape, so more so than the huffing and puffing. It's not like I ran up the hill, but I could just feel it by the end of 18 holes. I can feel it in my lower back, because I always keep a bunch of water bottles, a bunch of balls, sunscreen, all that stuff in my bag, so it's kind of heavy. So what are you working on swing-wise? Haven't hit balls in a couple days, so right now, I mean, I've kind of been on the 9-iron a lot, kind of just swinging and talking to you guys, but I'm going through right now. I just started, I don't know, not that long ago, but just going through and hitting shots with every club, and then I'll probably do 5-10 shots per club. I want to do, haven't done this one in a while, you put your feet together, and you basically step into it. I want to do 5 or 10 with each of those, and then after that, I'll probably do 5 or 10 with each club of bringing the club back, pausing at the top, letting my hands drop, then coming through, and then maybe go through my bag one more time and just hit it regular, but we'll see. I was telling you guys, I've been wiping mud off these clubs. I told you guys it rained a lot yesterday. Even that mat probably doesn't look that dirty, but all the clubs are just getting filled with mud. We'll see if I get to all that, though. I'm kind of just hitting, like I said in the title, kind of just like a driving range session. I'm kind of just hitting balls and answering your comments and reading them. So it's not like I'm intensely focused on a swing like I would be for my simulator rounds. All right, down to the 8-iron. I've been kind of overdrawing stuff lately, weirdly enough, especially off the tee. Those two were kind of started left and felt like they were headed left. How do I stop fading the ball to the right? It keeps happening, like all of my strokes. Whether you're hitting it too far left or too far right, it only comes down to two things, and there's a bunch of different ways to manipulate those two things. Like you can change your grip, you can change a lot of different things, but either ball going left to right or the ball going right to left. There's only two possible things that influence it, which is your club face, either open or closed or straight at impact, and then your swing path. So meaning, are you coming through and you're swinging from inside to out, which you would need basically if you think about a baseball diamond. To produce a draw, you gotta have your club face either square or slightly closed, and you need to feel like you're swinging out to first base, and the ball will start right and come back left. But for you, if you're fading it or slicing it, your club face is probably open at impact, and you're also probably coming from outside to in, and you're swinging towards third base. So the ball is starting left, and your path is left with an open club face, so it's going to start left and then over fade to the right. That was a beauty. How do you feel about DeChambeau? I love Bryson. A lot of golfers I noticed, they fly open their front shoulder. Yeah, I don't know. I don't get super technical with a lot of stuff. I kind of just swing to where nothing hurts. It feels pretty comfortable. It feels like I'm hitting it pretty hard, and I can control it. That's about it. But if you're slicing it or over fading it, all you need to do is just, a good way to do it is you need to get your path more neutral and you got to get your club face more neutral. So you can, like I said, manipulate the club face with your grip and different setup things, but try just shutting the face a little bit and try thinking about swinging from inside to out and feel like you're swinging out towards first base. So ideally what you want is either you're playing a manageable draw or fade. You swing out towards first base and the ball finishes back towards second base, or you swing out towards third base and the ball finishes back towards second base. Straight up swing your swing. Find what works and improve upon it. Yeah, exactly. For the most part, like I agree with like that 95% of the time. But if you have like a super unconventional, just a terrible looking swing, and it's not working for you, you could probably change a couple things around. But for the most part, if you're making decent contact, you just keep doing what you're doing and you tweak little things here and there. To me, I don't like the coaches that it seems like nowadays will do. Coach, yeah, try it out. You'll be surprised. Think about, like I said, if you're a righty like me, drop your right foot back a little bit, give yourself a little more space. Feel like when you're swinging on your backswing and as you're hitting the ball, feel like your back is still more towards the target, which will allow you to feel like you're swinging the club more along your right side, like your right knee or your right hip. You'll come a lot more from the inside, and most likely you'll probably start hooking the ball low and left. But that's a good step, and then you just slowly but surely kind of level things out and get things back a little more neutral. Same as baseball. I was in college, I have guys try to swing completely different than swing. Used to get me into college. No, Marucci. No. Yeah, I mean, basically what I was just talking about, that's what he's saying too. Speed Golf Rob. He's basically saying he's all about skipping the rock, but that's essentially what I'm saying. You got to let your hands drop and you got to come from the inside. Like I said, there's a lot of ways to do it with bending and your arms and everything else, but the fundamentals, it just comes down to physics. The ball doesn't know how you're swinging it. It just reacts to what the club face is doing, what your path is doing at impact. That one was hit good. All right, 7-iron time. And it's worth saying, after all that, I'm not a coach. I've never had a lesson, but I've also, in the past, been not so great at golf and have been able to research a bunch of stuff, look up a bunch of stuff, try and fail at a bunch of stuff, and feel like my game's at least in a decent point to where I maybe could give you a couple helpful tips. But by any means, if you know someone that's like a teaching pro or is like a scratch golfer, then ask them for advice, don't ask me. Or you can ask anyone, but just be picky about who you actually take the advice from and listen to and actually apply it. Rob would be proud, my friend. I don't know what the deal is with him. I think he probably lives in Ireland, it seems like. I haven't seen a ton of his stuff, but he's always like, I don't know if he's like a fisherman or something. He's always at a beach, He's always in the rain, his hair is always wet, and he's always screaming. You kind of swing like Bryson a little? I don't know about that. If you think so, though, I'll take that as a compliment. I mean, Bryson is so robotic. He's like more locked out with his arms, and he comes really far from the inside. Is the finish? Yeah, I mean, I don't really try to. I kind of, like you were saying, just swing your swing. I don't really try to copy anyone's swing. I just try to, if I have something like I'm losing the ball left, losing it right, chunking it, hitting it thin, hitting it too high, too low, I just kind of figure out how to manipulate it and get back to just a better overall shot. I feel like you get into issues if you try to look at someone's swing that you really like and try to copy it. Because at the end of the day, some people are more flexible, some people aren't, some people are stronger, some people have injuries, some people, like, if they have a bad elbow or a bad wrist or a bad shoulder, they're going to have to swing it differently. I believe he was a pro golfer who became obsessed with fundamentals. Not sure if he competes anymore. From what I've seen lately, hence his name, I feel like, did he change his name maybe? But apparently he does the speed golf stuff, so he basically just tees it up and runs to a shot and tries to play as quick as possible. But in order to do that and actually be halfway decent at it and not be running all over the course, you got to hit it pretty straight. Man, it's nice out. I may be doing this every afternoon this week. Try to squeeze out the last few good weather days. So they're supposed to be like 60, 65 and sunny every single day this week. Let me see a stinger. I don't really have a stinger, but I have a punch shot. So I don't hit like stingers in fairways or stingers off the tee. But if I'm in like a tree line or I have something in the way and I got to keep something low, all I do is I choke down, play it back in my stance, and I just saw off the finish and try to keep my hands low. But it's kind of the same thing as a stinger. This is a stinger 7-iron, or more realistically, a punch out 7. I mean, realistically, I'm kind of just sculling it and trying to hit it as hard and as low as possible. That's kind of what a stinger is. Hell yeah. I mean, you should be able to see. I mean, maybe in the way a little bit, but you should be able to see those are coming out way lower. Like if this is more of a regular 7 right here, that hit, call it somewhere in here. These next two, if I hit stingers, they'll be like down there. That one got kind of up and away and to the left a little bit. That was hit solid, but that one went up a little bit too. But if it works, brother, yeah, I mean, I don't really hit that shot, like I said, unless I'm somewhere in the trees and I can't go up. I got to keep it, kind of punch it out low back into the fairway or something. Apparently, Tommy Fleetwood, he was just practicing, I think, in like windy conditions and just working on like that lower flighted sawed-off finish and just started hitting it really well. So then he kind of just started doing that permanently. What's your strong point in your game currently? Oddly enough, the whole reason I've been putting inside, if you guys caught those, but my putting was just holding me back. I'd be on the green in 1, 2, or 3 shots, and then I'd be 2 or 3 or possibly even 4 putting some stuff. So it was my weakest point by far was my putting, but I've been working on it so much. I would honestly say close to, it's probably a toss-up between, if I'm swinging driver well, it's probably that, but if not, it's probably my putting. And then usually I'm a pretty decent wedge player. But all those things kind of, same thing with long irons, mid irons, short irons. All those things seem to be on a rotating basis to where I'm hitting one thing good, and then I start to work on something else, and then something starts to go wrong, and I have to start to hitting that better. And then by the time, like, it just goes around, like, it goes in a circle of hitting driver good, hitting driver decent, hitting driver bad, working on it, hitting it good again. Same thing with putting, everything else. Struggle most of my long irons right now. Yeah, me too. I mean, they're the toughest club to hit. What I've found, which is kind of counterintuitive with long irons, is I find myself when I'm not hitting it great, because they're lower lofted and longer, I try to almost help them up in the air, just kind of subconsciously. But I found recently, if you kind of stay down and through it and hit it, don't try to help it up in the air, just get through the ball. You can make a lot better contact with the longer irons. Been working like hell to get them better again. Yep. And then you'll finally get it. You're going to start hitting your long irons really good, and then your driver will go to crap, or your putter will go to crap, and then you'll start working on your driver or your putter, and then eventually your long irons will go back to crap, and then you'll be back to where you were. But in that process, you've gotten slowly but surely better in all aspects of your game. So you just keep doing that little by little across the bag, and you'll be a single-digit handicapper. At least that's how I kind of think about it. 100%. I constantly think compress my 4 and 5. Yeah, me too. Even sometimes, like, if I'm not paying attention, I can pop up like 8, 9 iron pitching wedge. I gotta feel like my chest is more down and covering the ball versus kind of pulling up on it and extending early. But to me, instead of like getting super complex and like in the weeds about early extension and all that stuff, I try to boil it down and simplify it and say, all right, I'm pulling up on it. Like, I don't get into all the crazy terms and everything. I say, all right, I'm pulling up on it. I need to stay down and through it more. How do I do that? You get into the, I feel like you get into the territory of like, all right, my wrist angle needs to be like this, and my backswing needs to come back to 830, and then I need to hinge up, and then I need to stay down and through it and feel like my left hip. You can't have like 20 different thoughts going through your head and try to hit a shot. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just the fact that I don't have the launch monitor out, worrying about where they go and how far they go. But it feels like when I come out here and practice like this, like those feel really solid with my 6 iron. It just feels like when I have no way to tell where exactly they're going, I hit them better. That one was Healy, low and left. That one was not hit well. A little bit thin, but better. That one was chunky. They sounded pure. Yeah, it's probably a little deceiving though with the mic. They probably all sound decent, but that's why I try to tell you. I'll let you know if I hit one good. If not, it's probably a little bit thin, a little bit chunky, a little bit left, a little bit right, a little bit off the toe, a little bit off the heel. Oh, like that one. That was horrendous. That one should not have sounded good. That one either. Just as I say, I'm hitting them good. No, I'm not. That's like 5 or 6 in a row that weren't hit very good. That's better. Just slow it down a tad. What's your favorite ball to play? I don't know. I like for my simulator rounds. If you look at any of my actual videos, I use the red matte finish Callaway Super Fasts. I love the way those feel off the club with like almost a rubbery, tacky finish on them. But I only buy those for back here because I don't lose them. As for what I play on course, I mean the pros mostly use Pro V1 for a reason, but my entire bag is just filled with. They're all pretty nice balls, but they're all just random balls that I found on the course. So it's just a mix of all like Pro V1s, nice Callaways, some TaylorMades, Bridgestone, etc. Basically, my favorite ball is whatever one I find for free. That's the nicest. That's my favorite. I gotta remember to bring some like paper towels out here or something. A little bit cooler out so my nose sniffles. I watched back one of the other streams and I was sniffling all the time. I like Tory sponsors for putting. They look so nice. I'm the complete opposite. I don't line up any of my putts. It's all by feel. So the lines on them kind of mess with me. Because if I look down on it and the line's sideways, I'm thinking, all right, this just looks off. And then if I don't like getting up behind it and trying to figure out behind the ball where to aim it. So even if it was straight, I would stand over it and say, oh, that's really not straight. That should be a little bit to the left. So I just kind of like a clean, plain ball. You're writing to yourself? What does that mean? I've been playing the Shrixon Divides, and I STG those puppies fly. That was hit good. One more good 6-iron, then we'll move to the 5. Then we'll do some step drills. I might just stick to the irons. I might go 4-iron through the wedges. That's 2 good ones in a row. Alright, 5-iron time. Again, if you guys are curious, 6, 5, and 4 irons are the, if you can see that, TaylorMade P770s. We're on to the 5. Usually if I hit it well, primetime golf season, I'm in the neighborhood of about 215 total with this club. That was headed right. It was hit decent, but it was headed right. Club face was open. That one was toey and headed low and left. My 5-iron is a club I use least on the course, I'd say. It seems like I'm never a 5-iron distance. Yeah, depends what courses you're playing. Depends how far you can hit it off the tee. Most of the time, I would agree though. Most of the time, if I'm hitting it decent off the tee, and I'm not playing like a super long course, for the most part, I'm like driver and then like somewhere in the neighborhood of like 7-iron to a wedge. Also not hit very good. A little bit better, but toey. I can feel myself like we were talking about. I feel like even with this 5-iron, I'm trying to like help it up instead of staying down and through it. Oh, wheels are coming off apparently. Good news is, just gonna hit a couple good ones with the 5, a couple good ones with the 4, then we'll start into the swing drill portion. Maybe what I'll do is, instead of doing them separate, I'll do like 5 or 10 with the pause, kind of slow myself down a little bit, and I'll do 5 or 10 stepping into it, and then work my way back up through the bag. My typical par 4, I'm usually driver, 7 to 9 iron, then maybe a wedge if my shot was off. Yeah, I'm probably right around there with you. Are you playing like, I forget what you said. You said, were you the Strixon person? Are those like stronger lofted, like game improvement type of clubs? Or are they more like these that are like a little bit, or the 770s that are a little more weaker lofted, players distance type of club? Because my old set, I had a set of Sim 2s, and the set now is like a club and a half weaker, meaning whenever I'm hitting this 5 iron, I would be hitting a 6 or a 7 iron with my other set. That was hit good. Why not do that every time? I saw a little, that one I thought about it. I saw a little YouTube short this morning, and they said, I mean, typical me, I was just swiping through it, so I only caught like the first like 5 seconds of it. But he was saying to think about having the brim or the bill of your hat looking at the ball the entire time. Basically just keeping your head down and your chest down. Sounds obvious, but just one of those little things, just for you to, little swing thought. I play a Strixon ball, but I use a lot of Cobra irons right now. My mom just got a, maybe like 2 months ago, she got a Cobra driver that she really likes. Cobra seems to be like just one small step down from like the big 3 manufacturers, so even their new drivers, they're only about, I think, $300, $400, $500 compared to like $500, $600, $700, $800 for like TaylorMade, Titleist, and Callaway. Alright, that was hit good. 4 iron time. Chunky. Good evening. What's up, Norris of Loxley? Welcome back. I have TaylorMade Stealth driver, but I've been using my Mizuno ST Max driver again. I just like it better. Yeah, so I had, like 2 years ago, I bought a Sim 2 driver, 8 degrees, which I really liked, but I cracked the face on it, or at least partially. and I contacted TaylorMade, and I sent it back to them, and they sent me a brand new 8-degree Stealth 2 Plus. But for whatever reason, I tried to use it for like a year, and I just could not get along with it. So I ended up giving it to my dad, and then I bought another used 8-degree Sim 2 driver on eBay, and I love that thing. Certain clubs, for whatever reason, most of the time, like we were saying earlier, it's the person, not the club. But sometimes, especially drivers and putters, they're kind of personal. Your live did good last night. 6.5 thousand views. Appreciate it. I don't think this one will be as much, but for whatever reason, people like watching the putting with the lights. Anyone listen to country music at all? Putters are very personal, I agree. Can't fathom paying 300 plus for a putter, but hey, whatever it works. Yeah, same here. One of my family members actually gave me an old Scotty that I used when I first started playing Love Country. I used the Scotty for a couple years, but it was a mallet. It was a Scotty Cameron, what was it, like Futura Phantom 2 or something like that. But I ended up giving that to my dad too. So my dad got a free Scotty Cameron, and he got a free Stealth 2 Plus driver out of me. But I use really like the putter I have right now. It's a Odyssey White Hot Versa 1 blade. I'm listening a lot to Zach Top and Charlie Crockett recently. Those must be smaller people. I don't even recognize them. I kind of stay to the. I don't listen to country all the time, but right now I'm listening to Zach Brown, or not Zach Brown. I like Zach Brown a lot. Zach Bryan, the Burn 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 song. I really like that one. That's probably my favorite song of his. But I'm just listening to the Spotify radio based on that song right now. Zach Bryan's good, yeah. Zach Brown Band is probably my favorite. I know they're not like super country, but they're probably my favorite all time. They're kind of a mix between, or at least they used to be. That was Toey. The club almost twisted my hand on that. Zach Brown Band is kind of like a mix between like country and like Jimmy Buffett. It's kind of like island themes. I like mallet putters. I don't hate them. I just feel like I can control the face better with a blade. But the mallet putters, the whole reason why they're like that is they're just bigger and heavier with more mass behind them, so they are more stable. A little bit better, but that was kind of hooky. Ever try the thick grips? My putter grip is kind of thick. I've tried drivers with the mid-size and also the, I think they call them like the CP2, like the jumbo grips, but nothing like Bryson. I don't have anything in my bag right now that has a bigger grip. I've heard good things about them though. I would try it, but my grips are still in good shape. Plus, I wear the 2 gloves, so grips don't matter as much. And I just don't want to spend $10 for the grip itself, and then possibly $10 to have someone do it, or even do it myself. I'll just use these until they wear out. Alright, that was hit better. Let's do some, I want to do the step drill. Basically, line it up past your front foot, feet together, and just step into it. Really feels like you can hammer the ball when you do this. I don't know if those are going the straightest in the world, but they're definitely hit pretty hard. It's almost like a mini Happy Gilmore. That was hammered, but the club face was open. Have you seen that Ben Krupa kid, the pause guy? Yeah, if you go if you go back and look, I did the pause drill twice out here like last week, and I named one of the live streams. I called it Pause King 2.0. I did like hour and a half, 2 hours of just this. Which I may do, but I've already done that twice. I haven't done this step one in a while. And sometimes it's just fun to hit it hard. He's got a sweet ass swing. Yeah, he does. He hammers the ball. He hits it like literally 330, 340, 350 off the tee when he hits one good. His swing's so fast. He looks pretty tall and lanky though. I'm not that tall, so I'm jealous of those people that have the super long and lanky limbs. They can generate so much speed. Him, Grant, George Bryan, best looking swings on YouTube. Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why they go out to a course and they can shoot like a couple under par, and people are asking them if they're going to go pro. I mean, and in the Bryan brothers case, one of them is. Did Grant play college golf? I know Fat Perez did. Kind of a different territory. I know they're YouTubers, but a lot of those guys have been playing golf. Like Grant's dad was a teaching pro. A lot of those guys have been playing golf for like their entire life, and college golf. I didn't start playing golf until after college. I didn't start playing until 3 years ago. I saw someone there, more behind the net. FBI. We got the FBI in the chat. I started playing. Oh, that was hit good. I'm going to end it on that one for the 4-iron. Onto the 5-iron we go. Back up through the bag. I only played a handful of rounds my entire life until the end of 2017, right around this time of year, like October-ish. 2017 is when I started playing consistently. So 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is like my 7th full year. It's crazy, even just going from that 4-iron up to the 5 with a little more loft, those two were hit really good. Just that little bit extra loft to get them up in the air. It sucks so bad. Year and a half ago, I've got much better really fast past year playing so often. Best way to do it. Impossible to get worse if you just keep playing and keep swinging. Yeah, you can possibly ingrain some bad habits, but you'll never be worse by doing something more and more. Even if your form or your technique isn't picture perfect. It's like the gym becomes an addiction. Totally agree. Totally agree. In a good way, it kind of consumes you. You can let it be too much, but it's just something that you can always improve on. And no matter what you do, whether you lift your whole life or you play golf your whole life, you can always get better. You can always get stronger. Do you take small breaks when I go out and play? I'm always hitting balls in the yard or putting around. Yeah, I mean sometimes I've had it in the past too a lot. Sometimes you find yourself in a slump, and no matter what you do, you just can't seem to hit it good. So sometimes, honestly, I mean, same thing with the gym. It's about consistency. If you take a week off from the gym, it's not going to kill you as long as you're lifting for the rest of that year. Same thing with golf. And sometimes it actually helps to rest and take a little bit of time off. It's just doing it on a pretty consistent weekly basis. Same thing with the gym though and working out. I consider golf one of those good addictions if it becomes an addiction. Never heard of anyone throwing their life away by or having their life go down the tubes by becoming addicted to working out, being in shape, and getting better at golf. There's a lot worse addictions you can have. I try to keep the halfway decent balls towards the top of this bucket. Well, there's some pretty crappy ones I keep pushing out of the way. So, considering I've been picking some of these up, I should just have out some of the better balls in this bucket. Thinking about tonight, possibly. I don't know if I'll go live or not, but if anyone's caught the putting live streams at night, thinking about setting the mat up in a different location so I can kind of just leave it there. Lately, it's been in my little workout area, so I kind of every single time I putt, I gotta set it up and break it down every time. Kind of surprised there's no one that you see that's really good at golf that kind of steps into the shots like this. The subs, hopefully I'll catch some more streams. Appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, if you hit the, if you subscribe and hit that notification, the notification bell thing, and you select all, you'll get notified if I go live again. I don't have a set schedule, so that'll be the best way to catch a future one. Getting close to 1,000 subscribers, which would be cool if we're able to pull that off in the next couple days, maybe. I'm thinking about streaming my rounds, like actual rounds on the course, or like simulator or something. Oh man, I put some sunscreen on out here before I came out here, and I could feel my left hand a little bit slick. actual rounds, try it out. I record a lot of mine. If you look at my other videos on the channel, it's mostly simulator rounds because it's a lot easier to come out here and film those and edit those and everything. But I do have, I'm trying to think how many on-course videos I have. Maybe like 30-ish, like 30 rounds that I've recorded. It definitely, at least at the beginning, the golf definitely takes a back seat because you're worried about setting the camera up and everything. You focus more on that than playing actual good golf. So if you're going to do it, be prepared for that. Sounds like, all right, I'll just put the camera behind me, but no, what am I doing? I was about to hit that regular. It's hard to stand out video-wise. That's why I was thinking of streaming it. Yeah, I agree. Tell me about it. I've been grinding for like 2.5 years. I don't know with the mulch being wet today if I'll be able to keep this remotely clean, but kind of OCD-wise, bothers me when there's a bunch of crap all on this thing. Tried the video thing before, like you said. It's hard to set up for each shot and edit. Yeah, I mean the ones I do on course, playing is one thing once you get used to that, which isn't, again, the easiest thing in the world. But editing takes forever on those, which is why I post a lot more simulator stuff than I do on course rounds. I have a ton, literally a ton of on course rounds that I've filmed, and I still need to edit. Problem is, I keep telling myself that was really good. I'm gonna move on to the 6-iron. Problem is, I keep telling myself I'll get around to them eventually. Maybe more of them this winter. But problem is, if I have any kind of free time, I'd rather do this and hit balls or play a simulator round than sit behind a computer for hours on end and edit. Some people are kind of lucky because they enjoy some people just straight up enjoy video editing, hence the professional video editors. But even just some YouTube people, they enjoy like the process of editing and all that stuff. I am definitely not in that camp. I'm definitely in the camp of enjoying golfing. So if I never had to edit another video in my life, I'd be pretty happy about it. All right, 6-iron. Tell you what, if you've never done this drill, oh, that was hit good. It helps with a lot of stuff. It helps with weight transfer. It helps with timing and sequencing. You have to having the ball a lot more forward. You got to have a decent amount of forward press to be able to square it up. Helps with contact. Try it out if you haven't. Plus, you're stepping into it, so you're basically unlocking an extra gear in terms of hitting it hard and far. But if you do try it, I will warn you, I'm going to be sore tomorrow from taking these swings. If I was smart, I'd swing a little bit easier, but I think I tried that drill once at the range, couldn't hit it well, so I stopped. I mean, even It literally helps with a lot of things in your swing, like using your legs more, using the ground force, rotation through it. You really feel a lot of aspects of the swing while you're doing this and you're stepping into it. You're able to stay a little more fluid and active. Someone like Bryson is very robotic but gets it to work, but I feel like the average Joe sometimes, they get way too stiff and robotic behind the ball, and you see some people that are taking 5 practice swings before they hit the ball and they go and top it 20 yards. But you see some people that stand over a ball and they're adjusting their hands in the club face 10 or 15 times, and they're here like this and messing around things and doing a bunch of different waggles, and then they go and hit it. And by the time they stand there over the ball for that long, they just don't hit it very good. If you're an athlete and you played sports when you were younger, lean more into that. Be a little more active, a little more movement. Let your instincts and your natural athletic abilities take over a little bit. I was thinking about doing this swing, and same thing with the pause swing, for a full round. I feel like I could play pretty good, and I could definitely hit it really far if I played like this and swung like this for a real round. Like having a baseball background helped me a lot, even though everyone said it wouldn't. Yeah, I agree. I mean, you see the guys, like obviously prior MLB players or NHL players, they're peak athletes, so they're probably going to be good at a lot of things. But even like people that played in high school or college, a lot of times you'll see like hockey players, lacrosse players, baseball players that end up becoming really good at golf. They can hit the ball really hard and really far, just because they so many times they have that muscle memory of that same motion. It's just a different swing. If you can incorporate some of the good things from that and change around some things that don't work as well, definitely better off having done that in the past than not. Like even someone like Scotty Scheffler, by looking at him, he may not look like the biggest, most athletic person in the world, but like he plays basketball, he played in the past, he plays a bunch of different sports. Like you see some golfers, like I remember I saw Rory's obviously pretty athletic for his size to be able to hit it the way he does, and he's obviously one of the best players in the world. But you seen the video of him throwing out a first pitch, he struggles to even like throw a baseball. I was a lefty in baseball and started my golf journey lefty. I made the switch to righty after like a year. It's actually extremely good for me. I have one of my buddies that is ambidextrous, and he kind of does that. He's not that good, so he kind of actively is still in the process of like switching back and forth. But yeah, I've heard a couple people like that. Same thing with my cousin. My cousin's not that good. He just started playing, but he's like he writes. He's a lefty. He writes left-handed and everything, but he swings righty. The truth is, right-handed people, they kind of, you still putt lefty? Right-handed people kind of rule the vast majority of the sports. So if you're trying to get lessons or compare your swing or whatever, it's a lot easier if you're doing it on the right side of the ball. Same thing with equipment. Left-handed equipment's a lot tougher to get. They just don't make as much of them. All right, let's try some 7-irons. Keep having to clean off my clubs. It's not supposed to be what the deal is back here, playing off a mat. I switched because of equipment. I just wanted a different feel. Yeah, I've never actually tried to play lefty. I was thinking about that possibly too. Try that out just for like a fun one-off thing. would assume you can kind of tell, but for anyone stopping in, I'm doing like a step drill. So I'm lining up with my feet together and I'm stepping into it. I know you're kind of behind me down the line, so it may not be super clear, but I'm lining up like this every time with like the ball probably outside of my left foot. I'm lining up like this, and then in the backswing, I'm stepping into it and hitting it. The fun little trick I have now to be able to hammer a lefty drive every once in a blue moon. Me and my buddy, we played probably about a month ago. We went out. It was like I want to say it was like a Friday afternoon. Got out there a little bit early. It was me and him, and we got paired up with just a single that they put us with, and he did the same thing. He hit all of his clubs righty, but then he would putt lefty. That was chunky. That was a chunky pop-up. Usually play a fade or a draw. Kind of depends on the day, but usually fade. Definitely if I'm in a bad stretch of golf. I've worked on both. My natural shot shape is a fade, so I get into periods where I'm overdoing it and turns into a slice, unintentional slice more than a fade. So then I work on that, and then I get into a period where I'm hitting a consistent fade or even a nice little baby draw, and then I keep going and I overdo it, and then I start hitting hooks, duck hooks. So then I work my way back to straighter and then into a fade again. It's kind of just back and forth. Oh, great answer. That's the truth. Unless you're really, really good at golf, again, like a scratch golfer or better, and you literally feel like you can have the ball on a string and put it exactly where you want. The truth is, most of the time people, they can tell you what they're trying to do, but it doesn't mean that's what's going to happen. And sometimes you just get lucky. Better to be lucky than good. This drill is definitely more along the lines of like a athletic baseball swing. I'm listening to Post Malone right now. He's been getting more into country. Looks like a baseball swing because of the stride. Yeah, I guess that's a good point. They hang back on it way too much and they swing way too much off of their back foot. You can kind of do that and get away with that with driver, but all your iron swings, you got to transfer your weight and have like 70% of your weight on your front foot. So I agree, but that's the small difference. You got to try to transfer your weight and have your weight on your left side for golf versus baseball. They step into it, but they're hanging back here. Do a little one of these. If I was just getting here, I think it'd be a normal swing. I'd be blown away. Let's see a stinger. Sean Wall. I was saying it earlier. I don't really have a stinger. I don't play it like off the tee or in a fairway, but I have a punch shot. So if I'm in like trees and I got to keep it low, pretty much I just move it back in my stance, shut down the face a little bit, and kind of saw off my finish, and it comes out really low. But it essentially works out to be about the same as a stinger. This is also a 7-iron stinger, so you won't exactly hit a stinger with a 7-iron again unless you are out of the trees. That one kind of got up and away from me a little bit. It's tough when you calling that out for me going from that step drill to try to do like a more precision-based type of actual swing, switching back and forth like that. Now it feels like my feet, I've hit so many now with my feet together. It feels kind of strange having my feet apart. That was better. That was a pretty low stinger. Oh, nice. Tell you what, again, I don't know how far these are going, but I'm hammering these with this step drill. It's literally partially taking some of the cover off the ball. Alright, 8-iron. I don't know if this drill is quite as applicable with like an 8-iron and a pitching wedge as it is with like a 5-iron or a 4-iron or a 6-iron or even a 7-iron, but looks like great connection. But he's going to game use the step. That's what I was saying. I was thinking about, maybe I'll write that down. I've talked about that before, and I said I should play a full simulator round with it. Obviously, I'm not going to be quite as consistent, but I'd be able to hit it further and hit it harder. And I feel like most of these I've hit decent enough to where I could actually play an entire 18 holes on the simulator with it. All right, this 8-iron, I'll probably have to start the ball just so it's not so far up in my stance. I'll probably start it where it's right in the middle of my feet, so by the time I step forward, it'll be more towards in the back of my stance. Contact isn't ideal on those last couple, but I'm definitely compressing it, and I'm definitely hitting it hard. Obviously, there's a reason why you don't see the pros doing it, but it does feel really good. Plus, it's fun to quite literally step into one, as they say. Very Bryson-esque. You're the second person that said that. I don't think my swing looks like Bryson at all, but definitely take that as a compliment, even if you have to squint at the screen to say that it maybe looks like Bryson. Do you have a camera angle from your side? Not right now. Most people, I used to record when I do the simulator rounds, the camera used to be, like if you see me pointing out that way, so it was kind of like to the side but also behind me. So if you go back and look at some of my older videos, it'll be from that way, but the consensus has been people like the down the line look better. This way, yeah, you can see it a little bit differently, but I agree, this way you can see more of actually kind of what I'm doing with my swing. When it's this way or from across from me, you don't see things quite as good. It's the connection to follow through that emulates Bryson. Someone was saying that too. They were saying the follow through. I mean, I'll take it, like I said, I'll take that as a compliment. I don't know if I would necessarily agree with you or compare myself to Bryson in any real way, but again, I appreciate it. If I can get any of my game close to what Bryson's doing, it'd be a step in the right direction. Do you have your yards look like you crush it? Talking about like stock yardages. Hi, what's up, Football Edits 629? I mean, I'm hitting a 8-iron right now. I play a combo set of the TaylorMade P770s and the TaylorMade P790s. So they're kind of weak lofted, a little more conventionally lofted. So this 8 iron, when I'm hitting it like regular, it goes, are you sure you're not bracing? Pretty sure. Can I have a shout out? Shout out to Football Edits 829. This 8 iron's a little more conventionally lofted, so I usually play it to about 160, 165. But if you have another particular club, I know my stock yardage is across the bag. If you're curious about one club or the other. But you can basically, that was hit terrible. You can basically add and subtract about 10 to 15 yards per club based on that 8 iron. Dang, bro, nice one. Appreciate it. What is your stock percentage or power on irons when playing around? Hope that makes sense. I swing pretty hard. I'd be better off if I didn't, if I swung closer to like 75, 80%, but most of the time I'm swinging at like 90, 95. To me, if like me, like literally the way, like the drill that I'm doing, if me stepping into it is 100%, I know people go like 110%, but if me stepping into it is 100%, or me swinging literally so hard that I'm like off balanced when I'm trying to hit it really hard, if that's 100%, I'm probably down to like a step below that again, like 90, 95%. You're good, man. That ball sounds wooden. It's probably the mic. That's one of those matte ones. They feel a little bit softer. Literally, I've been saying I've been hitting it pretty hard, but I'm literally leaving. Like usually I leave a little bit of a ball imprint when I make contact, but it's literally leaving like a full-size ball imprint on the clubs right now from the dimples. When did you start playing golf? Consistently at the end of 2017. So this is, I don't know, I counted it out earlier. 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is my 7th full year playing consistently. I only played a handful of rounds before that in my entire life. What is that thing? Are those clapping? Is that a frog clapping with headphones on? Planning on going right around till about 5 o'clock, so another like 40, 50 minutes. I'm on my 8 iron, and I don't know if it's beneficial to hit my approach wedge, but I'm going to go pitching wedge, maybe approach wedge with this step drill. And if you guys have any requests after that, if you want to see anything else for like another half an hour or so, I could do the pause drill again. All right, 9 iron. Definitely want to see the pause king. Those emoji things are kind of small for me to see what they are on my end, but appreciate you sending the messages. I'm going to hit a couple with my 9 and my pitching wedge, and then I'll start with the approach wedge and do the pause drill. What sports do you think I play? Definitely not football. Pause Prince more like it? Yeah, I would agree with that. Pause King 2.0 is what I was saying. Tell you what, like I was saying, I keep saying I'm hitting them good, which I am, but just looking, I don't know if you guys can tell, but this is right where I've been hitting them, and the different color, I know you're kind of far away, but I'm making contact, like I'm compressing it, I'm hitting down on them good, because all my divots have been, and all like the dark mark from where I've been making contact with the turf is all in front of this line. So I'm not catching that many of them fat. I'm coming down, hitting it on the downstrike, and actually making contact with the turf in front of the ball, which is what you want. Wrong, I play football, you play soccer. What football team do you think I support? Soport? Spelled support wrong. I have no idea. I'm a Patriots fan. Probably the Cowboys or something basic. You always see the people that aren't real true football fans. It's Cardiff. Oh, so you're like so it's football as in soccer, like FUTBOL football. Everyone knows the real football is the NFL. Hey, let's go Pats. Rough year this year. Yeah, I know, but are you a Pats fan too? We literally had the best ever run for any NFL team in the history of the league for like 20 years with Brady and Belichick and that entire dynasty. So I'm literally actively rooting against them this entire year. So we're able to turn the offense over to Drake May next year and hopefully have another like top 3 draft pick. So I literally want them to tank and lose every single game this year. We got our one big upset win the first game of the year against the Bengals, but now, like I was live doing some putting for the Patriots game on Sunday 2 days ago, and I was literally the entire time, you can go back and look at it, I was literally rooting for the Dolphins the entire time. Start Drake freaking May. Now at this point, just let him sit, let him learn, let Jacoby Brissett get beat up. It's football. It's not soccer. It's not soccer. Living the same, bro. Tank the season. Yeah, exactly. I mean, look, even if they like the AFC, I thought looks way different than it is right now with Tua getting hurt, the Jets and Aaron Rodgers not playing that well. The Bills are kind of all right, but the Bills are still going to win it. The Jets are going to be number 2 unless Aaron Rodgers really turns it on here, but it's going to be them 1 and 2 by far, and then it'll be Dolphins and then us. So even if we did win half our games, we're still not a playoff team. Even if we made the wild card, we're not a deep playoff team by any means. So it's just a waste of a season no matter what. And if it's a waste of a season, you might as well get a high draft pick out of it. That was Toey. Still really nice out, but I'm wondering, I only have it on a small screen over here so I can see the chat, but hopefully it's not looking too dark on the camera. Just that we were so spoiled from the TB12 days. I agree. Can't expect to win every year. I still expect a Super Bowl every year. Yeah, I know. We got to lower our expectations, slowly build back up to it. Do you want me to sub? If you want to. Ideally, I would like you and the other 13 people in here to sub, but up to you. No way. No way, no way, no way. DJ Scorch, are you looking at ESPN? I have my actual phone on here that I'm listening to the music on. I got a notification from ESPN 37 minutes ago. Patriots planning to start Drake May at QB on Sunday against the Texans. No way. I sub because I get to see the putting performance. I literally have goosebumps right now. I don't know if I like that, but it's going to be really fun to watch. Wow. That's massive news. That didn't take long. What are we, 5 games in? That's crazy. Look it up. I literally have I just saw it. I just scrolled through my phone quick to see if I got any texts or anything. See you soon. See ya. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. They just announced that too 37 minutes ago. And I happen to be, we were just talking about that. That's manifestation or whatever they call it. Yo, what's up, Ziggy? All right. A couple pitching wedges, and then we'll do the pause drill. Maybe the Patriots are watching the stream. Maybe. Yo, what's poppin'? I see you streaming outside now. Yeah, I told you. It's gonna be really nice this week, so I may still do a couple putting streams. I may try out a different location tonight, but for the most part, the streams will be out here during the day. Try to take advantage of the like either during lunchtime or later in the afternoon like this. Take advantage of the few remaining good weather days before there's snow on the ground out here and I'm hitting balls. I still can't believe they're starting Drake May. I can't believe that's a real notification. Well, shout out to Gerard Mayo if you're watching the stream. I don't think you should start him. Yeah, he's going to get more experience playing, but he's also way more likely now to get actually hurt because the offensive line is terrible. Now these, I mean, I'm still hitting them pretty good, but it feels kind of weird doing this with a pitching wedge because you have to have, there's so much loft on this pitching wedge, you got to have so much forward press. So, pause king time. I'll start with the approach wedge, and about every 5 or 10 minutes, I'll work my way back up through the bag until we hit about 5 p.m. Unless I have any strong objections to that. Wait, if you're streaming, looking at the chat on your phone, what are you streaming with? Old phone. That's on the Wi-Fi. It's magic. Would have been fun if I actually got breaking news, and I actually saw that. But I was reading through, someone commented on one of the videos and said, "Are you seriously taking a yardage from 29 yards?" with a laughing emoji. So I'll have to respond to that later. Ziggy, you're actually just standing behind him. Yeah, Ziggy's my cameraman. All right, pause drill, approach wedge. This one on top of the pause, it's kind of a 2-in-1, but I'm pausing and then letting my hands drop. What does dropping your hands in the slot do? Just helps you hit better in general, but helps you, I have a problem. I try to hit it so hard. I have a problem when I get to the top of the backswing. I try and get excited to hit it hard, so I waste a ton of energy trying to speed up here versus letting my hands drop and having all the speed come from basically hip to hip. You can come a little more from the inside by doing that. If you're not careful, in one way, if you have a bad slice, you come over the top like this, and then you come through, and like I was saying, you come through and you're swinging towards third base. So if you want to neutralize that or even play a draw, you got to let your hands drop, and you got to come more from the inside, like your hands closer to your body, and swing out towards first base. Probably part of the reason, because I've been doing this, probably part of the reason why I've been hitting some of them left as of lately. But have you tried the bowed wrist? No, I don't try to do anything that's that technical. I feel like you start getting too concerned about how a fraction of an inch bowed or not bowed your wrist is. Instead of thinking about what my wrists are doing, I try to just think about more in terms of what the club face is doing. So bowed wrist would be the same thing as just keeping the club face a little more square on the takeaway, which I do try to work on a little bit. Because if you're not careful, like I do sometimes too, and I'm not focusing on it, a lot of people you'll see when they have the ball here right in their takeaway, instead of having the club face, if you picture like there's a dot here, and you want your club face for as long as you can to have it looking at the ball, versus sometimes if I'm not paying attention, I flip my wrist, and you're basically flipping your wrist to the back, and by the time you get up here and you come through, when you come back down like that, the club face is wide open. Which is no bueno if you're trying to hit it relatively straight and or maybe a little bit of a baby draw. I did. I wasn't even thinking about it. My instincts just took over in that. I stepped into it too on top of the pause. I didn't mean to do that. There's a classic takeaway drill when you put the ball behind the ball you want to. Yeah, I've seen that. So you go like this. It's the same thing. You're just keeping the club face more square, but you just push it back like that. But that, like I was saying, you just think about having a dot or an eyeball on the club face and have it looking at the ball for as long as possible. But he's doing like 3 drills in one. I know. My I keep forgetting I switch over to the pause drill, so I keep setting up with my feet together after hitting so many balls like that. Give me a second. I'm gonna grab a water real quick. Thank you for your patience. I don't know what I was on, but I think it was on my approach wedge. It's Holy Mindset TV. What's your channel about? Golf. What's up, Holy Mindset TV? Yo, it's me. I'm back. What's up, Jordy Bates? Got about a half an hour left. Man, I keep setting up after swinging so many shots with that step drill. It's like a AAA tow truck or something out front. I keep setting up to the ball like I'm still doing that step drill. Dia J scorches red. I keep doing like 3 drills in one here. You love the step so much? Hit it as hard as you can. I was pretty much doing that before. You gotta rewind. I was basically doing a Happy Gilmore, mini Happy Gilmore. I was having my feet together, and then I was stepping into it and hitting it. I hit all the irons in my bag doing that. So just rewind to like 20 minutes. That was hit good. That was right out of the middle. I will say, these forged irons, when you do hit them good, you can tell. That was also hit decent. It was popped up a little bit, but you hear people say buttery feel, feels like butter. Kind of random, but another golfer who just has a smooth swing is Matt Sharp from GG. Yeah, he does have a good swing. I think he played college golf too. Alright, that was 3 good pitching wedges in a row, so I'm just going to put this back in the bag and move on to the 9-iron. Doing that drill. I can't hit him too much better than that, so quit while I'm ahead with that club. 9-iron. Oh, that was not hit good. Only due to have multiple par 4 holes on camera. Hole in ones, yeah, I know. It's crazy. I mean, obviously, that requires a ton of luck to do that, but as my uncle says, luck is a residue of skill. So, in order to do that, you have to be pretty good at golf in the first place to be able to give it a chance to have a hole in one and a par 4. Is it getting kind of dark? Does it look dark on camera, or is it alright still? Days are getting shorter and shorter. That was hit better. That was not. It looks fine. Alright, good. I mean, I came out. There was the whole reason why, another reason why I have this here. 1, there's nothing back here, but 2, later in the day like this, there's a lot of shade back here, as the sun is over there at this point. So having when I bring my entire simulator setup here. Having expensive electronics baking in the sun is not a good recipe for success. Popped it up a little bit, but it was hit pretty good. Alright, those were a couple decent 9 irons. Onto the 8 iron. Someone was saying last night, I was drinking a protein shake and someone said ASMR. Do you have a hole in one yet? No. I have one on the simulator, but that doesn't really count. I've come very close twice now, but I haven't gotten lucky yet. Yeah, me either. I've come close, probably 5 times really close within like inches, but I'm excited. Those are both hit pretty good with the 8 iron. I'm excited to see, after all the putting I've been doing inside in these streams like this, just practicing. I'm excited to see once golf season comes around next year, what I'll be shooting. I think it's going to be continuously, year after year, if I keep playing and keep practicing, continuously be, every new year will be my best year. Hopefully just keep improving. And any rounds I play in the meantime. I should be going back down to Florida, so I'll be able to play down there for a week or so. I had one land like 3 inches from the hole, another roll and stop just short. I'd love to get down like a 12 handicap next year. Just keep playing. A lot of that, like I say inside, a lot of that's just putting, chipping and putting from 100 yards and in. That's where you'll either gain or lose a lot of your strokes. How's the pause drill looking? Can I call myself pause king 2.0 or no? Doesn't look as good as Ben Kruper or whatever his name is. My chipping is pretty good, I'd say. Chipping and putting. On the best of my group, I still have work to be done. That's good. I would urge you though, if you can, go try playing with, if you know any of your buddies that are like you would consider really good at golf, play with 3 other people that you would consider really good at golf, and even just by playing with them, you pick up on some of the things that they do, and kind of just by osmosis, you'll play better just by playing with people that are better. I would much rather be the worst person in my group than the best person, because at least I'll be able to learn some stuff. But I get you play with who you play with. A lot of times I'm the best person I'm in my group too. And best is with quotations. That's a loose term. Same thing with this drill. I was saying that last time I streamed these. This drill I can hit it pretty good. My main group is all about the same to me. I play a few rounds with my neighbor who's scratch and his son is plus, and I pick up a lot for them. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. If you can, keep playing with them. Alright, 7 iron. I could stay on these clubs longer, but I hit a couple, like 2 or 3 good ones in a row. I kind of want to just move on. You guys hear that tow truck backing up? You hear the beeping sound? How much golf balls you hit today? I don't know. What time did I go live? How long have I been live for? Probably a couple hundred. I've been live for, I think that's minutes. It's either an hour and 34 minutes or 134 minutes. So I don't know if that's 2 hours and 10 minutes or if that's an hour and a half. But either way, a couple hundred, probably. I mean, I'm not really going rapid fire, but 2, 3, 4, 500 balls. Dang, I'm way too late. I feel like these streams actually hitting balls go by a little bit quicker. I sometimes lose track of time, and it kind of feels like it's been like 45 minutes or an hour, but it's been a lot longer just because I kind of walk back and forth, take a little bit of time in between shots, versus the putting. I'm just standing there and hitting putt after putt after putt after putt. But my back would literally be destroyed if I just stood here and just hammered away at the balls. I'm enjoying it just because I like watching golf. Well, appreciate you being here and watching. I've been here for a minute now, it feels. Where'd you been live for close to 2 hours? Does it say, like, somewhere on the video how long I've been live for? Like, started streaming X amount of minutes ago? I did it again. That was a step drill, and I wasn't even doing that anymore. Because on my end over here, it says 136.25, so I'm assuming that's the minutes, which means like 2 hours and 16 minutes. Whoops. That was hit good. A little bit toey, but that was hit pretty solid. 6 iron time. Maybe I'll hit a couple 4 hybrids, maybe, but I just feel bad. The driver, 3-wood, and even the hybrid, it's a lot louder, and my neighbors are kind of out and about after work with their kids and such, and it's probably not the most enjoyable thing in the world to hear me smash driver for an hour on end. Try to remember to look up that free course. Do me a favor and just comment on one of my actual videos and just leave like the name and the location of it, and I'll look it up after, just so I'll see that comment on, again, just like whatever my most recent video was, just comment on that in the actual comment section, and I'll look it up after. Otherwise I might forget. Last time I went live, there was like 5 different people that told me to remember to do something. You might be able to find it on the sim. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. If not, I got you. If you want, DJ Scorched, I appreciate you being in here. So while you're at it, you could Google SGT courses, short for Simulator Golf Tour. If you Google SGT courses, and then that website has every single course available on my simulator, which is GS Pro, and you can look it up there. And if they don't have it, you could find another course. And if you leave a comment, I take like course requests, so I'll play a Sound as Yourself MG Powie. There's only like 2 vids on YouTube about it. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to play it, but if that's not available, you could just pick another course and leave a comment, and I'll play it next time I come out here and shout you out in the video. If you want to do that, just like I said, pick a course on that SGT website. Pick a course and then leave a comment with the name of the course, the location, and just a little like brief sentence or two of why you want me to play it, and I read out all that stuff on the videos. So when I come out here and record, I'll shout you out by your username, and I'll say what course it is and basically why I'm playing it. Scrumptious. I've been playing decent golf lately, so the swing does feel pretty good, and I haven't hit balls in a couple days, which helps. But I felt like overall probably about 75% of my swings today have been pretty decent. At least they feel good. I don't know exactly how far they're going and exactly where they're going, but contact feels good. Feels like I'm hitting them pretty hard. Feels like I'm making good contact. They sound and feel good off the club. The free course isn't on there. I figured it wouldn't be. Yeah, I kind of figured too. But like I said, just pick either a course like right near there if there's one available, or you can just pick literally, there's like over 1,000 courses. You could pick one. Ideally one that I haven't done yet, just so it's something new for people to see. But you could literally pick any other video and just leave a comment of what you want me to play. I notice when you swing, you have a stutter swing. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing a drill. I'm doing the pause drill. This is a normal swing. I'm purposely pausing and letting my hands drop and then hitting it. Alright folks, we got about 10 minutes. If you want to see me go live again, you want to get notified, now would be a good time to hit the subscribe button. Have you played Oakmont? I haven't played there, it was pretty close to me. I actually just played that one. That was only a couple videos ago. Another simulator golfer. His name's Smokes Sim Golf. He wanted me to play that, so I just played that not too long ago. How big is a golf course? 18 holes big. Most of them, sometimes 9. Alright, those are hit pretty decent too, so we'll go to the 5-iron and then 4-iron, call it a day. About 5 minutes for each club. Ooh, that was almost off the hosel. That was a bad swing. That was partially off the hosel over here on the club. That would have gone way right. Did you make the hat golf spot? Or is it just right there? What do you mean? I don't understand what that means. Oh my god, I know what course you gotta play? What? I meant that? You mean like the setup? Yeah, I made it. Does it look like this just occurs in nature or what? That was hit way better. It's not a super flashy course, but it's literally my favorite course. Closed down last season, unfortunately. It's on GS Pro. It's called Green Meadows. I'll leave a comment so you see it. All right, cool. It's right down the road from me. Can't believe they have it on there. Yeah, so that GS Pro software, that's literally like the gold standard, like the best software you can get. It's between that and TGC 2019, but I think GS Pro is way better. But if you look at any of my other videos, the graphics on those are crazy. And a lot of times, either people pay commission, they like do commission courses. So sometimes those people that are designing those courses, they charge like $2,000 to $4,000 to design it. But either people build it themselves and they upload it for everyone to play, or they pay someone to build it for them. So that was likely someone that lives near you. Oh, that was hit really good too. That's like whoever had that made, either built it themselves or paid to have it built. Someone probably that lives right near you and plays that course all the time, and they wanted to play it on their simulator. Unfortunately, none of the courses that are even remotely close to me, where I am, are on there. Hopefully in the future. I'm actually pretty pumped to see you because I can't play it anymore. Yeah, it should be fun. And I mean, they do an awesome job with all those courses. So lately I've been doing a series called 3 to T, where I play the first hole, the 9th hole, and the 18th hole. And then whatever video I post throughout the week gets the most amount of views. I come out here and I do a live stream for a full 18 holes for that course. So I'll play 3 holes there. And if that video is the most popular for the week, I'll come out here and do a live stream and do a full 18 holes. It was sold last season. Yeah, so whoever had that made, there should be on that SGT website, it should tell you, like you can sort it by last updated. There should be a date on there when that was built and when it was like released for us to play. So I wonder if it was someone that used to play there all the time, and now that it's shut down, they can't play it anymore, so they had it built. Or I'm wondering if it was someone built it or had it built before they shut it down. GS Pro is pretty new though, so most of the courses, I don't know what the oldest course is on there, but they've all been, vast majority of them have been within the last couple years. On that website too, most of those courses, most of the courses on that website have a little play button next to the course, and there's a YouTube channel, Eagles and Birdies, that just all the hole flyovers, so you can kind of preview the course before you play it. That's probably there, and you can probably see the flyovers of all the different holes and see if it looks, which it should look pretty close to identical to the actual course. I'll play it next time I come out. I already have, well, it'll either be next time or the time after that. I have a list going of all the courses people have requested. So if I don't get to it next time, it'll be the time after that, but it might be a little while before you see it, just by the time I come out here and play it, record it, edit it, and then post it. But if you leave a comment, I will 100% play it. Oh, that was terrible. It just may take like 2 weeks for you to see it. You don't think much of it, but it's more of a personal thing for me. Yeah, well, I mean, that's why people, they put in requests, because if their home course happens to be on there, they just want to see someone else play it, and they know literally they can close their eyes and see what every single hole looks like in their mind. So it's fun seeing someone else play a course where maybe your home course on like the first hole, there's like water all along the right, and you've put half your balls off the tee box on the first hole into the water. So it's fun seeing someone avoid the water or possibly hit it into the water or whatever. Like I said, it was my favorite course, so it's just dope to have it since it's no longer with us. Yeah, that's a great thing about that website. There's a couple other courses like that where they've shut down or they've sold or they change them around, and people like the nostalgia factor of playing a course that they can no longer play. Oh, that was hammered. All right. Well, I'm already down to the 4-iron, and I've only got. I'm gonna end it in like 5 minutes. Let's hit a couple 60 degrees just to end it. I'll hit some flop shots. People were asking earlier for me to hit it over the net, but it's almost impossible to do that the way I have it set up. But this is my 60 degree, so the most lofted club in my bag. I'm going to play it way up in my stance, and it's literally, if you guys can see, the club face is literally wide open. So this is as high as I can hit it. Even that, I slid the club way underneath the ball. That thing went straight up in the air, and that only made it like 3/4 of the way to the top net. There may be one that I literally catch 100% perfect that possibly goes over, but it's unlikely. Flop it over the net. I'm trying. I literally set it up like this, so you can't do that. That way I'm not chasing balls in the woods. Like I'm literally trying to hit it as high as I possibly can. Yeah, I mean that's about as severe of a flop shot I can do. And again, that went like 3/4 of the way up the net. But again, when I extended this all the way up, that's the whole point of I tested out how far back I could go with this mat. And there's a reason why it's exactly where it is. If you look at my older videos, you can see the net only used to go up to about, I was closer to it, so the start of the net was more like here, but the net only used to go up to about here, so I wouldn't be able to hit. Sometimes even a pitching wedge would go over, but I'd have to choke down and hit kind of lower bump and runs with all my wedges, versus with GS Pro for my simulator rounds, I can hit full wedges like out of bunkers and whatnot and have them launch really high and land soft. Good craftsmanship, IG. What are you talking about, the net? I think I'll show you guys. I really like these wedges I got on Amazon, but I'm literally hitting those so hard. Literally the cover, I'm tearing the covers off the ball. That's how much spin I'm putting on them. You see that green, the green residue from that green one I just hit and the white one? That's literally just from 2 shots. So, needless to say, those things have a ton of spin on them. They're launching really high, and they have a significant amount of backspin on them. They're launching high and landing really soft. Those are actually, I mean, I'm hitting these really good. Those are really good high flop shots, and I'm making good contact. Wish I could hit it like that with my wedges when I needed to for my simulator rounds. I may end up going live for like an hour tonight, like I said, after I end this, pack everything up, go inside, eat some food probably, and then I want to try a different setup for the putting. So I may get that all set up and then just test it out and go live for like an hour, hitting some putts inside. We're getting close. All right, it's 5 o'clock on the dot, so I'm gonna wrap this one up. I'll hit one more wedge. Appreciate everyone in here now. Appreciate everyone that stopped by. Anyone that may see this after the fact. Appreciate if you hit the like button on the video. Consider subscribing to the channel. Yeah, that was a little chunky. One more. That was a little bit thin. Had a ton of spin on it though. That was the one. Ooh, that one. That one was the closest to the top. Alright folks, I'm gonna clean these up. For sure, bro, I'm excited to watch some of your vids. Appreciate it. Yeah, leave that comment of that course that I can play if you haven't done that already, so I remember. But like I said, any of the other videos, you can just do the latest video I actually posted and just leave a comment. But hopefully see some of you guys later when I go live. If you have the notifications turned on, you'll get notified next time I go live, which again, probably maybe 7 o'clock, maybe 6:37. I don't know. I had to go inside and do some stuff, but see you guys in the next one.